Welcome to our Meet the Employer. Today we have Williams Honda and Brad Lister from Williams Honda.
Hi, everybody. Welcome aboard. Thanks for meeting with us today. So should I go right in?
Absolutely.
All right, awesome. So a little bit about Williams Honda. Williams Honda was purchased back in 2007. It was a dealership down in Sayre, Pennsylvania called Bob's Honda. They specialized in motorcycles and off-road equipment, but also had a Honda store for cars on the other side of it. Mr. Williams purchased that from them. Unfortunately, they had a fire which burnt the building down. When they went back to Honda to rebuild, Honda said, we want to be in Elmira. So we bought the franchise, and everything has been up to this point where we moved into this building in 16, took it over from the Southern Tier Food Bank, which is down in downtown Elmira now. But we paved the whole thing, made a big service shop out of the building in the back, and built a brand new showroom on the front. So building is state of the art. Every detail of this building was carefully thought out over a 5-year period before we even stuck a shovel in the ground. So everything's about flow, workflow, customer flow, ease of doing business. The most important thing to everyone, all 45 employees at the store, is the customers that walk in the door and ease of doing business. Because the last thing you want is friction. We're a frictionless company. We work on that constantly. And then on top of that, being frictionless, we're trying to be fun. So it's nice to come in a store and see smiling faces and see people having fun with customers. It's a great experience, and we thrive for that every single day. So a little bit about Williams Honda in terms of our work program for employees. Our biggest areas that we employ are salespeople and technicians. Salespeople are definitely somebody who has had some sales experience in the past, understands what it takes in terms of being able to call customers, being able to use their personality to win over a customer, and use that to build a lifelong relationship. So somebody doesn't buy just one car, but buys another, buys a third, a daughter, a husband, a son needs a vehicle, moms, dads, whole families. So we have something in this business that we're measured on. It's called retention. And our retention is one of the best in the state because our customers keep coming back. And if we do a bad job, obviously they're not going to come back. So having fun is a big part of that. So there are other functionalities in the dealership that we have. We have a detail department that actually we have 4 people that work in. They clean our vehicles every single day. That's what their job is from the time they walk in at 7:30 in the morning to the time they leave at 8 o'clock at night. They work very hard, but they enjoy themselves and they have a good time and they do a great job. So that's definitely a position that we look for people. Sometimes we look for people with a little bit of experience because cleaning a car isn't just cleaning a car. It is making it safe and reliable for the next person that owns it. Or if it's new, those type things apply also. In terms of different positions, we have a business development department. These are people that are making phone calls to new customers or customers that we haven't done business with in a long time to see if there's something that we can do to drum up business. This is primarily a phone type position, a lot of texting and a lot of emailing, but we do have those positions within the dealership that obviously work. Accounting. We have an accounting department which houses our controller, our title clerk, and our office manager. Those are positions that we don't turn over that often, honestly. The people that we have doing them are very, very good, and they're seasoned. So, but we we do look for positions like that. We have myself as a general manager. I'm in charge of parts sales and service. I have a general sales manager that's in charge of the whole sales floor. I have a service manager, Annie, who obviously you know, or so those of you who don't, I'm sure she'll be on another call. She runs our service department, does a very good job. And then we have, on top of that, we have service writers. These are people that when you come in the door and you say, I need an oil change, I need my tires rotated, and I need my new wiper blades, they're the guys that actually go in and make that request to a technician, so when the car goes in the shop, those things are done. We have a service department appointment coordinator. We get 150 phone calls a day into the dealership. This person is handling everyone that needs a service appointment, setting them up with a time and a date, and making changes. And a lot of vehicles have recalls. This person reaches out to people with vehicles that have recalls and says, hey, listen, our person's name is Lois. She does a great job. She says, hi, my name is Lois, and I'm calling from Williams Honda, and I wanted to let you know that you have a recall on your car, and can we schedule a time for you to come in and get that taken care of? So that's one of the things that she does. State inspection reminders, that's a big one. A lot of folks just don't remember that their inspection sticker was done. So she calls them up and says, hey, your inspection's coming up next month. Would you like to make an appointment to have your inspection done on your vehicle? So that's a position that she does also. She shares that position with Ann, who is another Ann. She works in our service drive, so every car that pulls in our service drive, she greets the customer, basically goes and puts the plastic around the steering wheel. We have seat covers. She disinfects the vehicle for the technician to work on, and then that vehicle is alignment is checked right in the service drive, and then we move the vehicle to the back of the building then to come into the shop by a technician. I'm trying to think of more positions that we have in the dealership. There's quite a few of them. So, but in terms of what the benefits are for an employee of Williams, Williams Honda is part of Williams Auto Group, which consists of 5 stores currently, soon to be 6. We also are part of the Williams Companies. If you're familiar with Williams Companies, you know that they own Dandy Mini Marts. There are 77 Dandy Mini Marts in New York and Pennsylvania. Mr. Williams also owns a lubricant company, so he supplies the oil that goes into the engine of every oil change that we do. And then we also have the oil company, which provides fuel for all the gas stations that he owns and many others. So it is a big company. Their total employees, I believe, is 1,150 between all the stores, or every company that Mr. Williams owns. And we're constantly growing. There's always going to be more stores, more Dandies. When I started with the company 10 years ago, it was much smaller than it is today. It has grown quite large. Some of the things that we offer, or I use, I don't know if you can see what it says at the top of that. It says, why work for Williams Honda? That is something that a lot of benefits to take care of our employees. Again, it's about having fun. We have a great culture here at Williams Honda, and it makes you want to work here for a really long time, and that's what's most important to us. We have things like paid time off. We have a PTO system that as you work, you earn, and over a 1-year period, you can earn up to 9 days. And obviously that as time goes on, if you don't use them, you keep earning them. If you use them or you need them for whatever, family outings, baseball games, tournaments, whatever it is that your family goes to or does, vacations, we want you to use that time to go and be with your family, because that's the most important thing. We do paid holidays, so we have Labor Day, July 4th, Memorial Day, Christmas, Thanksgiving. These are paid holidays for our employees. One of the great things that Mr. Williams does is a 401k match. There's a lot of companies out there that have 401ks, but we actually match as long as you put in 5% of your pay. Mr. Williams will contribute 4%, which is a great benefit, especially if you're starting young. It's something that you can set aside and forget about. And obviously, when you're time to retire, you could be a very, very wealthy person if you play your cards right. So obviously, we work in a brand new facility. We have a break room with a kitchen and plenty of room, TVs everywhere. We have a treadmill. We have a bunch of things that you can do on your time away or break. Obviously it's about you as an employee working for us and being happy, and then that allows you to do a better job when you're productive, and that's important to us. It's an extremely safe environment. We spend a lot of time on safety, making sure that boxes are not in the way or any kind of hazard is not an issue. We check the building constantly to make sure that everybody's safe. As a technician, we have some great features that, a technician is probably the position that we look for the most. We provide things like toolboxes. If you're a technician and you have to buy your own toolbox, you may spend $3,500 to $5,000 on a basic toolbox. That's something that is provided here at the dealership for you. We also have lots of company events. We have our annual golf tournament every year. We have a huge, unfortunately not this year, but we normally have a huge Thanksgiving dinner, and we have a huge Christmas dinner for every employee to bring a plate. We all sit down and break bread and have a good time, and that's definitely something that we enjoy as each other as a group. In terms of some of the other things, we provide uniforms for our technicians. We give you $30,000 of life insurance for free. We have a work shoe reimbursement program. So if your steel toe boots your foot comes out the side of them, well, we're going to give you $75 to go buy a pair of boots for yourself, for your work. We continuously train. Training is a big part of our program, and a lot of the training is done online. A lot of that comes from Honda directly, but their training is very strong, very good, and most people come on the other side of it definitely being able to use it for their production every day of their work schedule. So we have an array of other health benefits that are available. Health insurance is obviously available. We have 4 different plans. Because we're a group that has 1,150 employees, our benefits costs are extremely reasonable compared to maybe just one car dealership that has only those people that work there. We have obviously a lot of companies involved, and we can get you some cheap insurance rates for your family and health insurance. We have a purchase program for vehicles. If you're an employee here and you're looking for a vehicle, we have a program for you to buy that vehicle. We can obviously get you financed on that vehicle. With new cars, the actual Williams doesn't have the program, but Honda itself has a program where if you want to purchase a vehicle, a brand new car from Honda, you get special pricing. So that's available to you also. But going back to culture and environment, that's probably the biggest thing that I would want to stress. We have fun. We have a good time. And we want to stay that way. And that's the direction that we want to keep moving forward. Because when it's fun to go to work, it's not work. So that's pretty much everything that I kind of put together today for this. And any questions that anybody has, I'd be happy to answer.
So Brad, I have a question. You have 150 employees at this local business?
No, here at Williams Honda, we have 45.
45, okay.
Yep.
And,
Go ahead.
and are the majority of them full-time?
We do not have any part-time positions, so everything is full-time. Yep. The only people that work in a part-time role is somebody that we bring in as an intern or somebody from a program like yours. We have a gentleman right now in our department, in our service department, working on cars. He's doing a fantastic job.
Good.
He's a great kid, and we're happy to have him. So it's working out, definitely.
Cool. That's good.
I had a question. What is the starting salary to work there as a sales person as well as a tech?
Okay, so in terms of selling, so we work on a draw system. So it's commission-based job, which most sales positions are. You do have a draw that you work against. So, if at the end of the week you do not make enough money selling cars to make wage, we pay you that minimum wage for the time that you worked. And then when you have commissions the following week, you would obviously pay that off, and then you would get the rest of the money. In terms of technician pay, it depends on experience. An entry-level tech with no experience would start at $12.50 an hour. That entry-level tech, depending on the amount of hours that are flagged on a repair order per week, he can earn up to $15, depending on, again, how much work he has done. And that's for an entry-level tech. We have gentlemen here in this building that make all the way up to $29 an hour. So they're obviously seasoned technician. I have a gentleman in our shop that's been working on Hondas for 35 years. And obviously he's on the upper end of that pay scale.
And Brad, do you have current openings for any of your positions?
We are currently looking for technicians, always for technicians. We have a shop that has 16 bays in it. I currently have 8 technicians in the shop, so I need to hire more technicians for those spots, and we certainly have the work. So that is definitely something we're hiring for. Sales position, we may have a sales position opening up here in the future. We're just standing still a little bit because of, traffic is down due to our county being in the orange. But, as soon as we come out of that, we'll be definitely looking for more salespeople.
When I was talking with Annie before, she talked about kind of a concierge service where people could call you and you'd pick up their vehicle at their workplace, service it, bring it back. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. We call that skip the counter. So, and that's actually something that Annie came up with. She understands, she's a mother of 3, and she understands how crazy it is to be a mother of 3 and have, a job to still do every day. She came up with a service where you can either go online and make an appointment for skip the counter, or you can call us and we can do the appointment that way. But what we generally do is we drive a loaner out to your work, if that's the case, or home, if you're working from home. We drop the car off, we pick up your car that needs to be serviced, bring it in, do the service, return it back to your place of employment or your home, and then obviously we bring our loaner car back. We have a texting app that we use. We can communicate by text with every customer as long as they opt in. You can We give you an explanation of what your car may need. There's some internal explanation. If we mention something like a tie rod, that'll hyperlink into a whole description of what that part is and what it does. And then once you agree or disagree with whether you want to do the work or not, we bill you right through the texting app, and you can pay with a credit card and never have to walk in the store.
I actually have one more question.
Sure.
What type of education or training requirement is needed to be a tech?
So the biggest program around here right now, I believe, is BOCES, that does some general mechanic training. We don't really need a lot here at Williams Honda, because when you walk in the door, we have like tool setups for brand new people. We have a mentorship program that, if you're coming in as a technician that doesn't have experience, but you have a work ethic that you want to come in and work hard every day, we want people like that. So we'll train you how to do the job. It takes years to learn. It's not just 5 minutes and you know what you're doing. It's something that comes over time. You're talking about a vehicle that has 5,000 moving parts in it, and these are things that you need to learn how to work on and fix. So training is not a huge issue. What your previous training is not a huge issue. We'll train you how to do your job and do it quite effectively. We have some great technicians here that are great teachers and love to help new people succeed. And that's what our whole business is about. Some of the things that, Annie wrote down here was, what is the skill set needed? Her skill sets are a positive attitude, a good work ethic, show up on time, follow a vehicle checklist, perform simple automotive repairs. These are things that we look for a skill set. If you don't know how to do everything on a vehicle as a technician, we'll teach you. A couple of other things that she said, as technicians, we're always looking for both men and women. We're a diversified place to work. Unfortunately, there's not as many women applying for a technician role, and I wish that there were. It's a job for anybody. If you have a technical background or you like to be a problem solver and you don't mind getting your hands dirty, it can be so lucrative for you for a career going forward. It's, trades in general right now are some of the hottest jobs in America. And I don't think that's changing anytime soon.
Can you talk about the importance of having a clean driving record from a very young age?
Outstanding. Yes, I can. So one of the big things that we talk about here is when we look at new employees is are they insurable? So that's not something that is just for an employee of a car dealership. It's something that you need to make sure of if you're in any type of role that requires driving anything, whether it be a fork truck, whether it be a tractor trailer, whether it be a customer's car, your driver's license has to be clean and you have to be insurable. If you get a couple of speeding tickets, no big deal. We can get around that. But, if you have DUIs on your record, that's not something that we can insure. And unfortunately, you may be an outstanding employee, but I can't insure somebody that has had a DUI on their record. Our insurance company just won't do it. So keeping your driver's license clean, obeying the speed limit, obviously not drinking and driving, texting and driving is another one that We need to make sure that that is not going on. And, you know, that is definitely something that as a young person, you should keep your eye on the ball. So, one other thing we wanted to talk about was we're a company that drug tests. So if you're looking for an employment here at Williams, we send you over to Guthrie's occupational therapy system, and you are given a physical and a drug test before you can work at any Williams location. We do not do random drug tests after that point. The only reason you would go for a drug test after that point is if you were involved in an accident. We have company policy, whereas if you're involved in an accident, whether it was your fault or not, you are sent for a drug screen. And that's part of our employment procedures. So, other questions? No? Let me just make sure that I don't have anything else on here that she wrote some computer experience, which I think most people have these days, but if you don't, we can teach you. We have some great programs. We want to make sure that if you're interested in an employment position with Williams, I believe we sent a slide that we can put up, and it has Annie's email on it. Email her directly, and she will return email you an application along with a form for your driver's license and a background check. So that's how you start the process, and then obviously we'll set up an interview and bring you in and sit down and figure out what your career goals are and come up with a plan to help you get there.
Can you see the Williams slide yet?
I don't yet, no.
I can't seem to get it up on the screen, but I'll make sure that it's edited into the end of the presentation. How's that?
That's outstanding. That's perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much today for coming in and talking with us. It was very interesting. I always enjoy.
I'm sorry if I sound like I was just babbling and going on and on and on, but there's so many good things when you work here at Williams Honda that you just, you rattle them off because, again, it's a good place to work, and we're a good culture of people, and we love to bring on new people to work with us every day.
Well, what you have to remember is we don't know everything about your business like you do. So this is our first time hearing it. So you weren't babbling at all.
Okay.
No.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And thank you so much for stepping in quickly today, too, for Annie.
No problem. No problem at all. Well, great meeting you guys. And again, I love your hat. I think it's great. I'm going to get one because I think when I do these videos, it's shiny. So
it just makes you a shining personality.
There you go. I'll use that one for today.
Okay.